Coming soon to a city near you, Vinitaly Roadshow. Have you ever wondered how to attend Vinitaly for free? Are you a wine trade professional interested in a sponsored trip to Vinitaly International Academy or Vinitaly, the Wine and Spirits Exhibition? Coming soon to Princeton, New Jersey, Harlem, New York, and Chinatown in New York City, Cardiff in Wales, London in England, and Roost in Austria. We'll be giving away our new textbook, Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0. Find out more about these exciting events, and for details on how to attend, go to liveshop.vinitaly.com. Limited spots available. Sign up now. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to The Next Generation. I'm Victoria Cece. Join me as we chat with young Italian wine people shaking up the wine scene. We're going to geek out on a grape or grape fam, then hear about all the wild wine things our guests have been up to, from vineyard experiments to their favorite wine bars. Okay, we are live. The Next Generation of the Italian Wine Podcast with me, Victoria Cece. We are here today. We are going to be talking about Verdicchio, a very, very fun grape varietal that I adore with all my heart. Really love drinking Verdicchio. It's a very, very sexy white wine. And I'm going to be talking to a super jazzy young winemaker, Riccardo Baldi from La Staffolo winery in Le Marche, where Verdicchio comes from. Well, a little debate on where that actually comes from, but we'll get into that later. So we're going to dive into a little bit about the Verdicchio grape, you know, the stuff Stevie wants me to do, you know, talk all the technicalities from our Italian Wine Unplugged book. And then we're going to have Riccardo on and we're going to chit-chat about all things to know about Verdicchio, but more life, Le Marche, all the things, you know. Drop your comments, questions if you like. So, let's dive into it. I don't know how many of you have had Verdicchio before. I have. Copious amounts. Went to Le Marche for the first time this summer, and it was exquisite. Le Marche is one hell of a region, one undiscovered region for somebody who is not from Italy, and I'm sure for people who are from Italy, because let's be real, no matter you're in Italy or, you know, sitting in the Veneto and Verona, or you're sitting in New Jersey, like where I'm from, you don't always leave your region or state all that often, all the time, when you really don't have to. I mean, no, there's better train travel here, but I digress. Verdicchio is a noble Italian grape. It produces wines with high acidity. It's very age-worthy. It has a bit of a kind of funny history, which we'll get into shortly. It's says here from the book is one of the varieties that is named after its color, of course, Verdicchio verde, green in Italian. And so it has a few synonyms, a lot of synonyms actually, but a few, let's say. Verdone, Verzana, Verdetto, Verzello, and then you also have Incrocio Bruni 54, which is a crossing of Verdicchio and Sauvignon Blanc. Wow, I didn't know that. And then getting into the more confusing realm about Verdicchio, you have Trebbiano di Soave and Trebbiano di Lugano, which are biotypes of Verdicchio and have this whole story which have made Verdicchio a little bit overwhelming at first to understand, because it's like, what is what? Trebbiano di Lugano? I don't know, Verdicchio. We made it through. We've identified them with their own names, given Trebbiano di Soave and Trebbiano di Lugana grow in Lugana and Soave, so we set that apart. Those are not in Le Marche. Those are near us in Verona. Soave just being east of here, and Lugana just being west of here by Lago di Garda. So back to it. However, for precision's sake, Trebbiano di Lugana is genetically different from those other two grapes. So admittedly, by a very small amount, Trebbiano di Lugana and Trebbiano di Soave are very different from Verdicchio in the way they taste, obviously grow in different places. But just so you know, they're biotypes. Moving on. So despite what scientists say is best to view Trebbiano di Soave, Trebbiano di Lugana, and Verdicchio as different. In fact, in order to avoid the confusion, the official name of Trebbiano di Lugana is Turbiana. All right, now we're going to move away from all the synonyms a little bit so we can focus on Verdicchio, not confuse you guys anymore, and get to our wonderful interview today. Moving on to Le Marche, where Verdicchio grows, is produced, you have a few DOCs and DOCGs. So you have Probably most famous, most leading, you have Verdicchio dei Castelli di Jesi DOC, and then the Riserva would be the DOCG. Then you have Verdicchio di Matelica DOC, and again, the Riserva being the DOCG. And then the rest I'm not going to rant about because those have to do with the biotypes. Verdicchio is a slow ripening grape and has tons of great acidity, which is why it's so wonderfully ageable, amongst other things, other reasons. So now we are going to dive into our wonderful, wonderful interview, get to know Riccardo Baldi from La Staffa Winery. He is a young winemaker who started off by taking over the small, I think about 2 hectares of his dad's land in Staffolo, which is where his winery is now. It's the same area. He fell in love with winemaking, and he hasn't stopped since he was 20 years old. And so he's made a lot of, for his age, what he's doing is very incredible. I got to visit him actually this summer, which was really cool. Yes, drink Verdicchio all the way. Very delicious, and I love the versatility of his wines. How are you? How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you again.
I know, it's been not that long, but long. I feel like it's felt like 2 seconds since the summer.
We have the harvest, and for us the harvest is like 2 months, but the feeling is only like 5 days because it's all the time a rush.
Yes.
We work like 15, 16 hours a day. So no, 1 month and a half at the end feel like only few days. And so yeah, last summer was just around the corner from now.
So how many hours do you sleep a night during harvest? And if it's none, I understand.
I know that it's not very easy to trust it, but normally 5 hours a night, 4 hours and 30 a night, because more is impossible. We normally work from 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day, so it's very difficult to sleep more than 5 hours.
So, was there ever a night that you never slept?
No. It's very difficult to no.
Are you not just, you don't want to tell us because then we'd be concerned. Oh, that's awesome. So when did you wrap up harvest?
We start at beginning of September and we finish on 5-6 October.
Okay.
So 1 month and a few days. Was a very beautiful harvest. The summer was a nightmare because no rain for all the summer, very, very high temperature, very high degrees during the summer. We had 35 degrees Celsius for the average, the temperature average is around 30 degrees Celsius for all the summer. And we are in a hilly area 450 meters above the sea, so it's not very, it's quite high elevation, no? For Castelli di Jesi. So it's not normal to have so high temperature, but at the end of August, beginning of September, start to rain a lot, and the water in the last part of the summer help us a lot to have to balance a little bit more the harvest. So yes, was in my opinion it was a good harvest.
So you're happy. That's good. That's good. No, it's too early to tell. There's still things going on. All right, let me dial it back, all the way back to when you were born in Le Marche. Your first sip of Verdicchio.
28th of June. I was very lucky because my grandma started to put my finger on his glass when I was like 5-6 years old. Grandma, no, put your
feet.
But in the past, yeah, inside the glass. No, when I was a child, inside her glass. When I was like 5-6, to take a little sip of wine and then feel the tasting of the wine.
Wait, so your hands or your feet?
Yeah, no, hands.
Okay. I thought it was the feet. I'm sorry. I was like...
Sorry. My grandma put my hand inside her glass. And so my first sip of Verdicchio was in maybe 1995, 1996, when I was 5 or 6 years old. Then my father bought a couple of hectares of vineyard in 2004. So first time I spent time inside a vineyard was in 2004. Obviously, I was born in Staffolo, and Staffolo is a little village. 2,000 people work in Staffolo. 2,000 people live in Staffolo, and we have a 20 company that makes verdicchio. So it's very normal for me to see vineyard all over my place, no? Because in Staffolo, all around, you are surrounded by vineyard. But my family was not involved in the wine business. So for me, it was something new in 2004. I was 14 at the time. My father bought a couple of hectares and started to make wine like his hobby. And so my first harvest was on vintage 2004.
Oh, wow.
Then year after year, he spent a lot of time making wine and taking care of the vineyard. Then, but he's not his for him was not his pure job. So he has another job. He used to work in the vineyard in the weekend. So in 2009, 2010, I finished the high school. I started to study at the university. At the same time, I helped my father to make the harvest 09. I do it almost by myself because my father was very busy in this real job. And I fell in love with the idea to make my own wine. So I asked to my father to cover his vineyard, and from winter 2010, I take care of his land. And after some year after year, we increased a little bit the vineyard we have, and from 2010 I built my company.
Awesome.
This is my history, a piece of my
A little piece. So did your dad give you that land willingly, or was it a bit of a battle? Or did he want you to be a winemaker?
No, he was very happy because he is really passionate about winemaking, and at the same time he completely perfectly know that for him was not possible to take care in the right way because he has no time to take care of the vineyard. And if you have like a little piece of land, you can take care in the weekend only. But if you want to make wine and if you have like a couple of hectares, also a little piece is a couple of hectares, but not is a little bit too much to do it in the weekend, no? So every year was more difficult to take care of the vineyard, and he was in a moment of his life. He was thinking about how to manage this vineyard. Sometimes he think to sell the land, and so he was very, very happy to make my company. And he's still very happy, obviously, also because meanwhile, we made a very beautiful company. He's still very happy.
So does he help you in the vineyards? Or is he still in the winery?
Yeah, unfortunately not, because he became year after year more busy on his real job, first job.
Mm-hmm.
So few days a year he have time to help me. But yeah, he's always here. No, when I have something broke in the cellar, he come here to help me to fix it. So yeah, we are very close together, and every time we have these, we try to imagine the future of the cellar together.
Awesome. Oh, that's so special. Like having the little father-son dream. I bet your dad's so happy about that.
Yeah.
That's like every dad's dream.
Yeah.
Even for me, my dad's a dentist, and I am not gonna be a dentist, and it breaks his heart. He doesn't tell me he's heartbroken, but I see it in his face. So no, that's awesome. Okay, so I wanted to actually bring it out a little bit and talk a little bit about Le Marche. being someone that grew up right in Staffolo in the Castelli di Jesi area. Because something for me, coming to the market for the first time, one part being in the wine industry, but also being a little tourist, you know, I was just amazed that no one really knew about this place. Like, at least from the American perspective, like, Le Marche is stunning. Like, it's awesome. Like, it's so cool. And there's so many, like, special parts. Like, what makes Le Marche rad? Like, what makes it great? Like, as someone your age, like, what do you do that, like, okay, if I was a young American girl who didn't work in the wine industry, how would you advocate for me to come to Le Marche?
Italian Wine Podcast, part of the Mama Jumbo Shrimp family.
Okay. But the beautiful things of Le Marche, maybe first of all, is that Le Marche are very unknown around the world. No, and it's not the first time I have this conversation with someone from outside of Italy. No, because first time everyone come here and left a little piece of his heart here in Le Marche. No, because the area is very unknown, but at the same time it's very, very, very beautiful. To let American people understand a little bit Le Marche, we have to say that Le Marche, the area, the countryside of Le Marche, look a little bit like Tuscany, no? So around hills, a lot of vineyards, a lot of different kind of culture, and this is very beautiful. But the most important things, in my opinion, is that Le Marche now are not very tourist. So everything you can see here in Le Marche are real, are made for people that live in Le Marche, that live Le Marche every day. So people here wants to have a beautiful trattoria close to the places, wants to have a great meal without spending a lot of money, want to drink great wine, obviously beautiful Verdicchio in the area of Le Marche. In the south of Le Marche, they make beautiful red wine, also Viceno, and also Pecorino white wine in the south of Le Marche. And another beautiful characteristic, in my opinion, of Le Marche is that the region is very not tiny, no? So you can drive from the sea to the mountain in like 1 hour and 30 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes. So everything is very close and very different. You have a beautiful area in the Conero area, seaside. You have the beautiful Castelli di Jesi hill, 45 minutes from 45 minutes from Ancona, and then other 30 minutes you have Appennini. So you have the mountains of the central part of Italy. A lot of different characteristics, a lot of different places, a lot of different view, a lot of different experience, no, in the same place. You can have different, make something new every day in Le Marche, and all is very close, very, very around you.
But what makes it, okay, like what makes it more like, for lack of a better word, sexy? Like, what did you do last night? Like, what do you do for fun in Le Marche? Like, let's be real. Like, what was your craziest night in Le Marche in Staffolo?
Most crazy things we can do in Staffolo is get drunk
and like roll down the vineyard.
The cellar of some friends.
True.
Yeah, also.
Or you can go break into that trattoria in Cupra Montana. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, to Anita. No, normally in the weekend, we, especially in the summer, we spend our weekend in the seaside because it's very close. So it's normal to drive for 35 minutes to the seaside and spend night having dinner outside in the restaurant in the sea, close to the seaside. And then we have some disco in the seaside. So the weekend for a young man, a young lady is very not like very touristic place like the Marittimo, but we can have a lot of fun and especially beautiful places where we have a very high level of wine bar and restaurants, like Senigallia.
Fabri Fibra.
One 3 Michelin star and one 2 Michelin star restaurant.
Oh, wow. So you like to wine and dine?
Yeah, I like a lot. I like also to spend night in the disco, but I like more to have wine and dine, yes. Also because we have a lot of places where we can do it.
Yeah, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite or like a couple?
It's difficult to say. Sure, Senigallia is the place where you have to be if you want to have a beautiful night for have dinner and wine. One of my favorite places is Nana in Senigallia. Is a particular kind of trattoria, not trattoria like traditional cuisine of Le Marche, but it's like fusion from traditional cuisine from Le Marche and South Spanish cuisine, because the chef, the owner, is an Italian guy, but he owns also a trattoria in Granada, in south of Spain. He mixed these two cultures, making very, very beautiful dishes. And they have also an amazing selection of natural wine there. So it's very cool also for this reason.
So is my sentito there?
Also, obviously.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I would never have expected that fusion. That's so cool.
Yeah. You have to spend more time. Next time you'll be here, you have to spend more time, not just one day. You have to spend like 4 or 5 days with me. We go around with me and my friends. We go around out for dinner in the most beautiful places.
Okay. So I have 2 questions about that trip. One, do you like have to listen to Fabri Fibra if you're in the Marche? Is that like the regional anthem? Is that all we're gonna listen to?
He was born in Senigallia, but I think now he lived in Milan since like a lot of years ago.
Oh, I see.
I never see him around.
So he's like ex Le Marche. Like he's not.
Yeah. He was born here, but he moved when he was young.
So it's kind of scandalous. So you guys are like, nah, he's not part of us. Like,
No.
I'm kidding.
No, he's here, but I never see him around. He maybe left here when he was like 25 at the beginning. He moved to England, I think, to Brighton.
Someone says you prefer Giacomo Leopardi instead.
Okay, no, he's a friend of mine.
I don't know who that is, so I mean.
Giacomo Leopardi, Giacomo Leopardi is a famous writer from the 18th century, one of the most important writers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Giacomo Leopardi wrote the Infinito, one of his famous. Silvia.
Yes, no, I know who that is now. I guess my brain was on Fabri Fibra, and I was like, that doesn't sound like a rapper I know. And I was like, oh, yeah, we are not. Yeah, he's a writer. Like, he's from. Like...
Maybe it was like, some rappers are also considered like writer of our days, nowadays. So Giacomo Baldi was a rapper of his time.
He was a rapper of his time. I mean, yeah, that's how people feel about Franz Liszt. Like, he was the rock star. But if you played that for people now, they wouldn't probably get it. But I actually was just listening to Liszt before this. Never mind. Anyways, and someone else. Cirolo is the place for dinner on a summer night. Yes, Cirolo is beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't go there at night, though. I went there during the day once because when I was in Le Marche for 10 days. I'm sorry, I only saw you one of those 10 days. So.
Okay. This is a problem, but it's your first time in my place, so we never met each other. So next time you have more familiar with me, and we can stay more time together.
Oh, okay. Now I'm like next summer. Gonna have 5 crazy days in Le Marche.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's a good deal. No, it's a great deal. I mean, I don't know if whoever's listening, being the first time I went to Le Marche and seeing, I mean, all of it, like you're saying, the mountains, the sea, the vineyards, the wine. Like I was never unhappy. Like
I found the perfect little trattoria and that I would go to every day and drink miscellaneous verdicchio, not your verdicchio, whatever they put in the quartino, and the food was great, everything just so wonderful. But yeah, no, I think that's the coolest part about people drinking more verdicchio is like them discovering a place that is really, I mean, not that I want it to have all this tourism, but like just a little more appreciation because I I love Le Marche. I mean, it's a big area. There's so much to see. And actually, like now that we're like, coming towards the end of this interview, always had this feeling, and I wanted to ask you about this. So obviously, Castelli di Jesi and Matelica, very different DOCs, hence why they're their own DOC. But for me as a wine drinker, sometimes I feel like they seem like they have a feud. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like is there a little bit of a feud? Yeah. Is there any scandal, or is it just me making things up in my head?
No. No scandal, thanks to God, because it's never a good thing to have scandal. But there is this. I had to say something before, no, to explain to everyone the difference between Castelli di Jesi and Matelica. Castelli di Jesi is a denomination quite big, 25 villages inside the Castelli di Jesi area. And Castelli di Jesi is a hilly area close to the sea. So inland, but the area of Castelli di Jesi, we have 4 rivers around the area of Castelli di Jesi. So all the valley of Castelli di Jesi are west to east, no? So from the mountains to the sea. So we feel the influence of the sea almost all over the denomination of Castelli di Jesi. The denomination of Matelica is the only continental climate of Le Marche, because the valley of Matelica is a depression inside 2 chains of mountains. So in the area of Matelica, you have not the influence of the sea. The area of Matelica is a little bit more cold because all the cold air that flew from the mountain to the valley chill a little bit the climate in the area of Matelica. So 2 very different microclimates, 2 very different soil composition also, because in the area of Matelica the soil is a little bit more poor because you have all the rocks from in the years and years, all the rocks from the top of the mountain that go down in the valley, and the first like 1 meter and a half of ground in the area of Matelica are very rocky, very rich in stones and rocky. In the area of Castelli di Jesi, we have more clay and limestone. So very different microclimate, temperature, and soil composition. Yes. But the area of Castelli di Jesi, I say at the beginning, is very spread out. It's very big, and inside the area of Castelli di Jesi, you have a really, really huge numbers of microclimate, soil composition, exposure, altitude, and so we have some area. For example, in Staffolo for the minerality, that look a little bit like Matelica. Drink the 2 wine in a blind tasting, you can be a little bit confused because normally Matelica, the wine are more mineral, with more salty minerality, but in Staffolo and Cupramontana, you find a similar minerality. You remember my wine, they are very, very salty, very vibrant, very vertical. They look like a lot like the wine in Matelica. So for some reason, sometimes the difference between Matelica and Jesi are not so big. People think tasting the wine sometimes is more difficult to feel the difference between Jesi and Matelica. But this characteristic is the same if you think to Barbaresco and Barolo. Some denomination, some MGA of Barbaresco are very different from some MGA of Barolo, but if you pick the correct Barbaresco and the correct Barolo and you drink it blind, they are very difficult to say this is Barolo, this is Barbaresco, no? Because if you take, for example, Montefico Barbaresco that is one of the most look like Barolo style of Barbaresco, and you take a Barolo a little more round and more rich, and the two more similar than normally people think about Barolo and Barbaresco.
No, that's a super valid point, and it's basically why I proposed that question, because I know there's overlap, and it's confusing when you don't. Well, first of all, when you another thing about visiting is like when you've never been to the place, so you don't have that physical awareness, and then if you're also just reading it, you're like, okay, so okay, I know the soils, I know these things are different, but like what actually, and that's super true. Like Castelli di Jesi is a very vast area if you look at the map.
Yeah. One of the problems that Le Marche are not very famous around the world is that Castelli di Jesi is a denomination that know a lot of attention. Inside Castelli di Jesi, we have a lot of difference between villages and villages, and is a pity that people know so few about Le Marche, because here people around the world think that Verdicchio are like is a common Verdicchio from all the denomination. The Verdicchio has the same thing. This is not the truth. Is similar to the Le Langhe. Barolo has a lot of different versions inside the denomination of Barolo or Barbaresco, the same, and the same is for Castelli di Jesi. We have 25 villages and a lot of difference between one to the other one. So we have a lot of different style and a lot of different thing of Verdicchio. And if Le Marche was more famous, more popular, people arrive here, come here, visit more and more sellers, and then maybe come back home with more knowledge about the Marche and Castelli di Jesi denomination, because we have a lot to tell.
Oh yeah, and I wish we had more time to tell. Sadly, we have to wrap up, but to wrap it up on a very positive note, it's Thursday, as in the States we say Thirsty Thursday. I know it's very cheesy. So
you can see I have.
I know you can't see what's in this glass. Yeah, a little trick. Anyways, so really quickly, what are you drinking? What are you doing tonight? And then we'll sign off.
Okay, it's very fun because tonight we have a tasting in a beautiful wine shop and wine bar in Chiaravalle. The name is Clairvaux. They make sometimes they organize some tastings during the Thursday. And tonight, a friend of mine from Cupra Montana, the company is Calitra, the name of the company. They made like a tasting with 8 different wines, different vintages of same label. So like labels and 3 different vintages each. So it will be very beautiful tonight because we have a beautiful perspective in the wine they made, because they made one orange wine with Trebbiano, Malvasia, and Verdicchio. They drink Cru with Verdicchio, very, very, very old vineyard of Verdicchio. And we will enjoy for sure the night, because we will have for sure a beautiful tasting tonight.
Awesome. Well, that sounds a lot better than the gin and tonic I'm probably going to drink.
I think is always a good choice.
Always. Well, sadly we have to go, but it was so nice of you to join us today, Riccardo. I'm so happy to see your face again and to chat again.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And everyone go visit Riccardo in La Staffa. And yes, there's Verdicchio on the table. That's good. Thanks for being on The Next Generation. Cheers to you and everything you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much to invite me.
All right. Ciao, everyone. Buon pomeriggio.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Grazie.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me every Sunday on the Italian Wine Podcast, available anywhere you can get your pods.